He was supposed to send me a speech, but he didn't.
He's on the ballot. Do I leave him on?
Yeah, leave him on the ballot. Do we want him projected during the first part of the ceremony?
Test. 1, 2, 3. Test. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Glad to see you all here. You look really nice today. I like the way you look. I think we should maybe do this every day. Yes, I heard some yeses. All right, very good. You guys look great. Thank you so much. We do dress up because this is a special day. This is an important day for us to think about and talk about the honor code and the significance it has for us as a community. We will have some of our honor board current members who will speak to their experience, as well as some speeches from students who are interested in joining the honor board for the future. The honor code is unique to our school community. Not unique to school communities broadly, but something that we get to have that is a fundamental part of how we exist together in community. How we fundamentally have a trusting relationship, how we understand that expectation not only between student and faculty, but between each other. How you all treat each other from day to day, in the hallways, in the lunchroom, on the athletic field, in the theater. It's how we choose to be together in relationship. And I mention this because this does not always exist. This doesn't happen naturally out in the world. This is something that we choose to be a part of, we get to be a part of, and within that context, we get to have incredibly rich relationships, academic environment, and space for us to learn and grow in ways that many people don't get to have. So this is a special thing to have the honor code, and it's a really wonderful opportunity for all of us to live and grow in this honor code environment. So I appreciate all of you dressing up for this, recognizing that this is an important moment, and recognizing this opportunity that we all get to have together. If you hadn't yet had the opportunity to turn your cell phone off, make sure you do that. Turn mine off right now, make sure I do that. Do want to recognize we have some guests here with us this morning. Parents, families, thank you so much for joining us. We always welcome you and are glad that you could take time out of your day to be here with us today. Thank you so much to family and friends who are here this morning. Welcome. Folks, I would like to turn it over now to Mr. List. Mr. List is our head of school, and he is going to come up and share a few words with us this morning. Mr. List.
Good morning, everyone. Sound is coming through nicely. Wonderful. So I'm delighted to be in front of you this morning as your head. This is the first time during the school year that I've been able to stand in front of you as an upper school to share just a few thoughts before we slip into the more structured part of this morning's program. But at the outset, I want to say thank you again to guests, to parents who've taken time to come by, and to all of you as students. Thank you for turning in with your attention. This is an early year gathering that functions twofold. It is both an award ceremony and it is an honor code ceremony this morning. I'd like to comment briefly on each of these segments before we jump into those pieces directly. Award ceremonies are symbolic occasions that most often celebrate accomplishment and endeavor simultaneously. Such is the case with our academic awards this morning. Our school, of course, is designed to guide and inspire your growth as a whole person. If you listen to the language we employ when we speak about education, you'll hear elements of these divisions within the whole person. We'll say curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular, hard skills, soft skills, IQ, EQ, analytical thinking, creative expression. The way we balance these various lanes in our educational pursuit certainly change over time. I have seen that in my own career to date. But as best I can tell, this collective educational pursuit has always, over time, consistently worked to feed what I like to think of as the life of the mind. The celebration of this effort to develop, to feed the life of the mind, underscores a handful of awards that we will recognize today, and they are only a few. Yet you are all dedicated students. You're all immersed in this world of learning in which you're expanding your reach of understanding of the world and how it works, as well as gaining fuller appreciation of your own capacity to learn. We believe that success deserves applause, so this morning we will specifically honor a few, those who have topped the academic charts last year here at O'Neill. Yet in applauding their accomplishment, we also honor the endeavor you all embrace, the very pursuit of learning and growth. Somehow I think this is truly appropriate. The second half of our program this morning focuses on our honor code. This involves both the shared acknowledgement of shared community values of honesty and integrity. We believe, just like the founders of the O'Neill School 54 years ago, that such a commitment elevates and improves the community life that we share together daily on this campus. We also believe these principles elevate the quality of your own individual lives. We do not pretend that the larger world invites you to trust as you can here. Yet we do argue that if you do not experience such a trusting community in these formative years of your lives, you have little chance of recognizing what can be enjoyed, accomplished together in a community that shares trust. New York Times columnist and often a political commentator, David Brooks, I always find interesting. And a few years ago, he came out with a book entitled On Character. He begins by describing two halves of our personal selves, parts 1 and part 2. He first summarizes part 1 as holding what he calls our resume virtues, those things that you bring to the job market and contribute to your external success. The second, he claims, holds your eulogy virtues, parts of you that run deeper to your core and become those parts of you that people say about you at your own funeral. Part 1 wants to build, create, produce, and discover, to accomplish. Part 2 craves certain moral qualities, not only to do good, but to be good. Part 1 propels you to cultivate your strength. Part 2, he claims, requires you to confront your weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Therefore, and he's not terribly optimistic about this, the path to discover the part 2 of ourselves is an arduous, challenging path. But to be fully human is to comprehend both these opposing parts of our fundamental nature. And he goes further to say our contemporary world that we must inhabit and we work through, i.e. the world that in your formative years as adolescents, the way you make sense of this world, you are pulled in one direction, that is to focus on part 1 at the risk of avoiding part 2. We are healthier, more whole, more true to ourselves when we seek a balance to understand both parts of ourselves. This path, he says, is far, far harder than most of us want to believe it should be. But its reward is tremendous. In our own way here at O'Neill, the principles of this honor code fill our deliberate work to urge you along your own personal journey that Brooks outlines in his book. And also, obviously, to create a community in which you all get to grow and thrive in healthy ways, because we do support one another and treat each other with honesty. This, I think, is a noble cause indeed, and I'm happy to be here to open up this awards portion of our ceremony. So on to the awards. The Head of School Achievement Awards are presented every year to the returning student in each class who compiles the highest academic average for the prior school year. I ask each recipient to please come to stage when I call your name and to wait here, and collectively we'll have a group picture taken once everyone has been called forward. Receiving the award for the freshman class, the 9th grade, is Liam Henslin. Liam. This is your moment, Liam, so I'm going to stay here while you walk up and present your award to you, and then we'll get a photograph, Ms. Taylor, if we can, with everyone in just a moment. Liam? Congratulations. Representing the 10th grade, the award goes to Harrison O'Connor. Vivian Rude. For the 11th grade, and she's already been on stage once, just a few minutes ago, Nunu Hong. And then for the 12th grade, will Caitlin Blockinger please come forward? Can we have a big round of applause for all of our Well done, guys. Keep up the good work. I'd also like to recognize the recipients of the 2025-26, that's this school year, Bradshaw and Holmberg scholarships. Please come to stage when I call your name. The Hannah Marie Bradshaw Scholarship is given in the memory of Hannah Marie Bradshaw, whose enthusiasm, curiosity, and spirit of friendship enhanced the character of her class here at O'Neill. She loved the O'Neill School as a positive place that helped her reach her true potential. The Hannah Marie Bradshaw Scholarship is given to a 9th grader who is a new student to O'Neill. This year's recipient is Colton Frisco. Colton, please come forward. Welcome. Congratulations. Please wait right here. We'll get another picture in a moment. The Helen Pringle Holmberg Scholarship is given in honor of Helen Holmberg Herbert, class of 1997, an O'Neill graduate and the school's first John Motley Moorhead Scholarship recipient. Students who meet grade point average requirements during their 8th grade year are nominated by O'Neill faculty for consideration. The scholarship recognizes leadership, scholarship, moral force of character, and physical vigor. This year's Helen Pringle Holmberg Scholarship is presented to Jack Browning. Can I stand in a photograph of these two young men? Good. Thank you both. Congratulations. With awards done, I'm very happy now to turn this podium over to Mr. Dave Williamson, who's going to come open a portion of our program on the Honor Code and Honor Council. Mr. Williamson, thank you.
My first visit up here is going to be pretty brief. To start off our Honor Code signing ceremony, I'd like to first welcome up Honor Council member Andrew Hobbs to say some words.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Honor Code signing of the 2024-2025 school year. I'm Andrew Hobbs, a senior, and this is my second year serving on the Honor Council. Being a part of the Honor Council is less about acting as a judge when there are honor violations that happen, but more about being a positive representation for what our school stands for. You guys should be able to look at other members of the council and I as role models for how to act in accordance with the expectations of moral integrity that are prioritized here at O'Neill. So what do we stand for, you may wonder? Well, there were a few things in the Honor Code that stood out to me this morning as I read it to myself looking in the mirror like I do every morning. Just kidding, don't do that. But still, there are several things worth mentioning. Our code reads, honor is an individual characteristic and an honor system is only as strong as the integrity of the individuals living within its framework. The members of the O'Neill School family support and promote the highest standards of personal honor. On my honor as a member of the O'Neill School family, I will neither lie, cheat, nor steal, nor condone such actions by other school members. We each have a duty to ourselves and to others to act with sincerity, not just at times when we want to, but at all times. Times when we procrastinate, times when it's late at night, and even times when we just don't feel like it. This may seem like a bummer to some and come across as a hassle that doesn't seem necessary. It may be easier to falsely turn in volunteer hours and share test material with a friend who hasn't taken it yet. Less burdensome to copy someone else's homework or overuse AI on an assignment. But just because something is easier doesn't mean it's better. You see, nothing worth having comes easy. And we go to a special school like this to cultivate valuable skills that are worth having. A quote that I believe represents this well goes like this. If you spend your time chasing butterflies, they'll fly away. But if you spend your time making a beautiful garden, the butterflies will come to you. And even if they don't, you'll still have your garden. The end goal of school is to prepare students for a life outside of school. A life where all we have is ourselves and the skills we have developed over the years. So we spend our time chasing a perfect English paper written mostly by AI or cheating in other ways. We're making our time in school less valuable than it should be. We have the potential to create a beautiful garden in ourselves by learning and pushing ourselves to grow. Because you can't have the fruits of knowledge without the roots of hard work. At the end of the day, by not following the honor code, the only person you're cheating is yourself. And if your perspective is in order, you can see that staying truthful will be worth it in the end. As you sign your name today, I encourage you to look at this not as an obligation, but as an opportunity to grow something special. Thank you.
I have a couple more things that I was going to say, but I think that actually leads into what we're going to do next perfectly. Thank you, Andrew. That was awesome. For the signing ceremony, just a little bit of procedural things. I'm going to ask the Honor Council first to come up and sign both the Honor Council book and then start signing on the Honor Council on the Honor Code signature sheet. You'll then continue signing below the names until you get to the last spot where we're signing in the boxes, and then you'll go to the top of the next column. That seems simple, but it's been a challenge in the past, so that's why I'm saying that. So when there's no more spaces, go to the next space, the next column. Yeah. While you are signing, there are a few things that are watching over you. We have a falcon. This was found by Mr. Boyd, and the Honor Council looked up kind of the meaning of some of the symbols that we have up here, and this one symbolized strength, strength of character. So that is also watching over you. We'll discuss a little bit more about the Honor Council and what its role is, but the Open Honor Council book represented that we want to be transparent in our process. Not transparent about what happens within the Honor Council, but about the process. So that is also up here, clear in our expectations. And then we have a balance, which is kind of representing fairness and equity, and also finding a kind of a balance within our lives as we go through this week. There are a lot of talks about all the different parts of the person that you're developing as you come to our school. So those are also kind of up here as you sign. To sign, we're going to stand up one row at a time. We're going to have two people signing at a time. So you'll come down this way. We'll have two people signing, and then you will go back up the middle to return to your seat. Once your row is done, the next row will stand up. Teachers are also invited to sign during the honor code signing process. Please remain silent. So can I first invite up members of the Honor Council to sign the book and then begin the signing process. The next portion and final portion of our program is going to be hearing speeches and voting for new members to our honor council. So before that happens, I want to give a brief overview of the honor council. If they do their job properly, and I think our honor council has done an excellent job of this, you should be mostly unaware of their dealings. It should seem like they have never met and have no role. And hopefully this year they will never meet and have no role. But if a teacher does suspect that there has been an honor infraction, just so you know the process that you're kind of voting for, the first step is that that teacher will have a conversation with you. If you two kind of come to some understanding and you have a valid explanation and the teacher no longer thinks that there's an honor infraction, then the process stops at that point. If after that discussion the teacher still thinks that there's an honor infraction, they send that honor infraction to me. I will then have an initial discussion with you. At that point, you kind of self-reflect on what happened, and you may decide that you also think that an honor infraction has happened. If both you and the teacher agree that an honor infraction has happened, it may not go before the honor council. There might just be a consequence that everyone agrees to, and the process ends there. If there's any sort of disagreement, if the teacher thinks there's an honor infraction and you think there is not an honor infraction, or you both think there's an honor infraction but you disagree on kind of what the consequence should be, that is when the honor council comes into play. They will then meet to kind of hear both sides and to make a determination on whether or not there was an honor infraction, and if so, they will recommend a consequence. So the people that you are voting for after hearing the speeches understand what their role is. So their role is to uphold the honor code. Their role is also to listen, to be empathetic, to be discreet, but also to be kind of firm in how they, kind of the standard they set for us as a school. So those are the type of people that you are voting for. We are going to have 6 nominees. One of them is not here. He is still on the ballot, so you can vote for Mason Wicks, but he is not here to give a speech. So you'll hear speeches from 5 people. Fine. At this point, I'm going to call up those 5 people. Please take the stage and give your kind of pitch for the Honor Council. First up is Harper.
Oh, you know, I get on this stage like so many times every year, you'd think it would get less scary, but it never does. Hi, for those of y'all who don't know me, my name's Harper Harstead, and for those of you who do know me and probably have for a while, you know that like when I first got to high school, my freshman year was like really, really rough. Academically, behavior-wise, just in general, not a fantastic year. So you might be thinking like, oh Harper, like why are you up here if you're just talking about how you were like such a bad student? And as Mr. Will mentioned earlier in the honor process, there's a lot of self-reflection that goes into that, and that's something that I feel like I've had to do like a lot since freshman year. And I think that O'Neill's honor system is really what helped me with that, because given the chance to like reflect, take my consequences, look at what I've done wrong and how I can change, I feel like everyone who knows me since then and all my teachers would probably tell you I have like improved a lot now that I'm entering my junior year. But how does that like affect why I'm running for this? I think that I would be a good candidate since like from the position of someone who maybe is being brought in front of honor council, it's like I've been there. Like I understand being in like, oh, a tight position academically, or just feeling like you don't have another option but to do something that might violate the honor code. But I'm also a really firm believer in like acknowledging your wrongdoing and taking your second chance to improve, because if O'Neill hadn't given me that chance to like, if they hadn't believed in me to be able to improve myself, I definitely wouldn't be up here like pitching to you guys. So basically why I think you should elect me is that I feel like I understand and I really want to be able to pay that chance I've been given forward to improve myself and reflect on all like just like my whole high school career. I want to be able to pay that chance forward by examining other people's like honor violations and whatnot, and be able to give them a fair chance to a fair chance to improve themselves. And yeah, thank you.
Next up is Joseph, and Neelix, you're on deck. On the
Hey guys, this is my 3rd year of sitting in here listening to these speeches, and more often than not, I feel like it's always been a thing of like, if you get in trouble, I'm here to protect you and like help you, you know. And while I do think understanding is important and listening is a virtue, I'm here to fairly represent the people here who don't cheat. Right? Because when you cheat, you don't just cheat yourself. You're not going to learn as much as you learn. You're not just cheating everyone else because you're elevating yourself to an unfair playing field. you're cheating the world, because each one of you is special and are talented human beings. When you turn in something that's not your own, you are gatekeeping part of you, part of your amazing self to the world. So I'm going to keep it brief today and just say, be you. Be you. Thank you.
Neelix is next. Vivian is on deck.
Good morning, everybody. Honor, the characteristic of having high respect. Today, we signed the honor code, and it's not that one piece of paper we have to sign every year. It's the backbone of O'Neill. It combines several keys that make us our school and our school students. Integrity, accountability, loyalty, honesty, morality, ethics, respect, and obviously honor. These values truly mean something here, and we all have a part in upholding them. That is why I am here giving this speech. It is only as strong as the people who uphold it. We have a duty to protect it. Will you join me? Thank you.
Vivian is up. Sam is on deck.
Hello everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Vivian, and as a student athlete, I understand how easy it can be to feel pressure or temptation when balancing school, sports, and other activities. That's why I think it's important for the Honor Council to have members who can relate to these challenges and can support students in making the right decisions. For me, running for Honor Council is about being a voice for my peers, encouraging responsibility, and making sure that fairness and respect remain at the center of our community. If elected, I promise to always make a decision with empathy in mind. Thank you.
Sam is up, and Mason's speech actually arrived through Addie, so Addie will be delivering Mason's speech.
Hello everybody, my name is Sam. I've been going here for about 5 years. I've been so inspired by people around me, and seeing everyone participate in this school has been just a delight. And I love everyone's ability to persevere, and our tradition of the Honor Council and the Honor Code and signing here. I want to help give back to you and to all of you, and help represent as a moral example, a guidance, and try to make sure everyone else is heard. Those who try new things, make mistakes, those who are late on an assignment. I've been late on an assignment so many times. Ask Madame. She is many times had to put me in homework jail. Anyways. And I just want to say, I understand things are hard, life is difficult. We all want to try to be the best we can, and that doesn't always work. And if you let me be part of this Honor Council, I want to be able to show how you guys can be better and help you through that. Thank you.
Mason is at the White House today, so he's not here. So Addie's standing in for Mason.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Mason Wicks, and I am currently in sophomore grade. Please excuse my absence, as my father is receiving a national award in Washington, D.C. What I would like to talk about today is why I feel I'm qualified to be a member of the Honor Council. I would always be confidential about students' cases, as I understand that no student needs the added stress of others knowing about their situation on top of their academic success.
I would also never judge a student based off anything but the facts of the case. As a staff sergeant in the Civil Air Patrol, I also have experience in leadership and upholding the 4 core values: integrity, volunteer service, excellence, and respect. Thank you for your time.